Hey there, traders. The FOMC turned out to be a non-event. We had a lot of whipsaw trading there. We had an initial fall in the dollar, spike, I guess, spike higher against the spike lower in the dollar, followed by a push higher, push lower, higher. We had a lot of bouncing around. I'm sure a lot of people were whipsawed out of their trades, and that had been the case for today. There's not a lot of direction, and maybe the ECB and the BOE can help clear that out tomorrow, but I would expect that NIB take non-farm payroll and a nice beat to get things going and create a little bit of a trend or a direction. Let's take a look, though, because we have a couple pairs of the majors heading in significant levels, and then we'll go through the normal breakout trades. And I'm also going to post the month-end results, even though I don't technically change my month, close the month until Friday. It just makes it easier that way. We'll see how everything's going. And I might post the last couple months. It'll just be easier that way. All right, first off, let's start with the Euro USD. You can see this pair has shot higher, sitting right here at trend line resistance. It had moved all the way up to 133.40. Now it's going back down. If it was any other day, and I might still do it, I might just about put a scalp short here, looking for a pushed out lower and put my stop here. I'm going to wait to see the close at 5 and see where exactly we're at. And it would be a good opportunity just to get a push lower ahead of the ECB on tomorrow, but that would be difficult to predict with Draghi and so forth. It would just be a small scale trade, and if I do it, I will post it through the Twitter feed. But so we see it's right here at the top of the trend, and if we get a bounce here, we can get them pushed back down. I mean, I'm not sure it'll go all the way down to the bottom of the range, but we'll be looking for a move down towards the 131 area. If we do get a break, though, 134 comes in the cards, and then 136. So keep an eye on that. And in the Great Britain pound, this one's even more intriguing because the cross you can see here is trying to break lower, but it's putting a pretty impressive daily candle on here. So we'll see if we get it closed. If we get it closed back at 152.50 and we get a daily close with basically a green candle, that would encourage me that we could see a push back up towards 154 and then up to the 155.50 fib here at 155.85. We'll have to watch the price action there. Let's go down to a 4-hour chart to get a better idea what actually happened in this. And you can see we just had a little bit of a rebuttal here with the data. And let's take a look even down to the 15-minute chart. You can see that we initially had the spike higher, boom, boom, then back up, down to 152.50. That is acting as a little bit of a jumping in point for people to try to go short. So there's a tug of war here. I mean, it seems like the euro wants to go higher, the pound wants to go shorter, and of course the Aussie and New Zealand want to go lower, but they're at significant levels themselves. This 90 level, if we can get a hold of this 90 price level, we could definitely be in the cards for a pullback, because this thing does look to be a little bit overdone. Let's look at it. Let's look at what we have here. We see we have a range between 93 and 90, a hold back above this 90 level, and we could see a bounce back up towards at least up. I would be looking for a bounce back up to the top of the range. But of course, everything is tricky with the data flow coming out. But it might be worth an opportunity for a quick scalp. We'll have to watch. We'll have to watch for the 4-hour close there at 5, but I'm not sure if anything will happen there. It might wait till Asian markets open to consider going into that. So let's take also with the New Zealand USD. You can see that this pair basically has still just been jumping around here and there. It did move same price action but it's still basically in that 50 fib range in the short run between 80 and 79. This guy is just basically taking its lead from the Aussie right now, and we'll just have to watch that in the short term. So if I'm going to look for scalping, I'm definitely going to be the Great Britain pound, watching this 152.50 level, and in the euro you have to watch this trend line here at 133.20.30. Depends on exactly how you have it written, and in the Aussie, the 90 level. Now let's look at the trades from the day. The Euro Aussie, I obviously stayed sidelined throughout the day, but let's just take a look at how they set up so you can just have a better idea if we had done the trades hypothetically. This was the only one that looks like it would have turned out positive, but we had a breakout here at 8.15 in the Aussie USD, but I would wait for confirmation on that move because it's not clear-cut trend line, and we can see that we do have a break and above the Asian trend. Comes in around 147.48 at 8.30. We have a positive Gann figure, and we also have a positive MAC cross with a green I like the green, so it's still a rising trend, and we would have got in there at 147.48. Looks like you would have closed 50, been letting it ride here, very close to actually getting the full 100 there, and looks like the trade would have been closed right here at well, I guess it'd be closed in about 30 minutes, but basically, it looks like it's going to close at the close. We'll close it at 4 o'clock, and whatever we get there, I mean, I can't guess what it would be, but more than likely, to be honest with you, I would have closed it here before the data, 148.14. So you could have got about a good 100 and so pips in that pair. Because whenever I do trades, I do actually, they're two separate trades. I guess they're two lots, and I close for half the trade when I make 50 and move the rest to break even and let it go. But I do treat them as two separate trades. The Euro New Zealand cross, as you can, because at some points I don't do both. I don't do both trades if I don't like the way if we have a lot of chop and it's just a static breakout, then maybe I'll just do one entry and then I'll switch it to a 50 pip target, or then 100, or if there's certain targets close by, you have to vary from that. So let's see the Great Britain odds. Aussie cross, you can see with this pair that we did get a late breakout, but basically the pair had just remained within the range throughout the whole day, so there's really nothing to do. I wouldn't take a trade on a breakout at 11:30. Let's look at the Euro New Zealand, same thing, a late breakout. So basically this is just contained within the marks all throughout the whole day. And the Great Britain New Zealand, you can see that this pair would have definitely been a false breakout, because you would have had a 430 signal to go short. Everything is lining up. Boom, 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 and you can see that the pair would have been at 90.30. You'd get across here, which I bet would be right by 90.30. So you close that break even, and then on that spike higher at 8.15, you would have been closed out for a max loss there, minus 60 pips. And I think we already looked at the Euro New Zealand. Yeah, we did. It stayed in the range. And so the Euro JPY, similar false break, as we can see. Bam, right there. Bam, and I'm sure for some reason I don't have the MAC on this cross, but I'm sure that's pointing lower, and that would have been a false break. And then right here, that would have been your entry point at 130.27. You would have closed it before the data. Needless to say, you would have had two trades there, and it looks like you would have definitely lost money. That's why it's hard to trade before these big news events, because you have a lot of traffic either way, especially at the end of the month, where people are pushing things in either directions, one way or the other. And 15-minute on the Great Britain JPY, same thing, breakout. So sometimes it's better to stay on the sidelines. Let's take a look, though, just more purely if we were trading the. Let me just throw a euro on this chart. A euro today, you can see, is just a bunch of clutter. I guess the better example would be probably the Great Britain or the Oz. The Great Britain, the Oz was a pretty pure trade today. Quite often you find in these pairs that if they do break a significant level towards like the 152, that would be too close. But right about definitely there, but it's only 13 pips away. But if you get a push higher, they have a tendency to shoot for the round numbers, 150, 150, that being, and for after the break of 152, or you could even say when you get in here, get in at 152.25. What I would look for in this cross this would not be a positive signal, but I would look for a downward sloping MAC with a downward sloping red candle such as this. And then you could just put a short order with the stop above this ascending triangle, looking for a push down towards the 152 area, and then let momentum see if it takes it. I mean, you could take it off there, or you could then put your stops to break even, looking for a larger move. But you can see how once again the round numbers do attract a 152.50. Boom, reversed right there. And let's even look at the Euro USD and its chop ranges. The euro on the 1 Euro USD and its chop ranges today, you can see, and today might not be a good example, but I'll just go to another day if it is. Yeah, in the beginning of the day, you can see it right at 4. You get in there 132.80, and it attracted right to 133. And then then it was when it fell back down below. This obviously isn't a good signal, because this candle, they don't add up. I'll go into more details later. Don't actually give you a clear signal. But you can see it did get attracted down to 132. Let's take a 132.50. Let's take a look at a different day. Here's a good example. So it starts at 132.70 at the 4 o'clock open. Yeah, all the signals are pointing higher, and it will be attracted towards the 133 level. This trade works definitely works more than it doesn't work. And if you want to put just short-term scalps on in these pairs, in the euro and pound and so forth, this is quite often something I look into doing. And you can see with the break back down below the lines, that would favor and push down to 130 toward 50. But by the time you get a signal, clear signal down, you can see that the pair is already broken below that level. And we'll just do another day here. 4 o'clock. Everything's fitting. Actually, everything's not favoring a move up. Everything's favoring a move up right about there. And you can see by that point, the 133 level is couldn't actually 133 level doesn't get touched on that one, so this would be a false one. But you can see on the breakdown later on in the day at 7:15, it does get down to 132.50. It's just interesting how these pairs do seem to be attracted to even numbers, and it's really just a focus that that's what people can wrap their minds around. All right, everybody, good luck trading. Hopefully, everything will get back to regular scale. Actually, it's not, because we're going to have a lot of data tomorrow and on Friday. But with that, hopefully we'll get a clear-cut trend here and we can get some breakout trades going once again. All right, everybody, have a great night.